Welcome back to the BBynd Self Podcast, where we personally develop daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, back towards our true selves. Today, our main topic of discussion is the greatness before the fall. Today's intro song is You Turning by Deuce.
Snakes in my head, but this is not Medusa. Tired of the same struggle, man, I got to do something. I gave my all, but I ain't about to lose none. Success and the rest if you got to choose one. What you gonna choose? I'm about to bust a move. I made 100 moves. Shit could get slick like busted lube. Yeah, it's stupid, I ain't really cool with number two. When you grind for first, this what it takes you through. Is it breaking you or is it making you better than what you were used to be? This is the eulogy, killing shit fluently. All raps are true and the author is you and me. As one when we come to a unity, feel like they using me. If you not choosing me, then you are losing me. We just ain't growing and growing. Gas in here, sparking the fluidly. Bitch, I'm the go, they just doing me. Middle name Philip, I don't see them screwing me. Over the base, put my life in the jewelry. I am just schooling you. You cannot tutor me. They used to love to hate on me, but now they just root on me. If I got trees, then I don't need brew on me. I ain't got chickens, but I keep the coops on me. I used to wake up and crack me the OE. I use my pesos to pay what they owe me. Too many friends, not enough brodies. I'm cool, I'm lonely now. I am what you had just brought about. I am on shit that you still haven't thought about. Yeah, I need ears like the owner at Slaughterhouse. I want a Benz with the touch till they brought it out. Give it a stick till she missed, got her stalling out. Dug it so deep that I don't see her crawling out. I see the envy a hater gon' talk about. I need the Benji, they face it, don't turn around. I know you turning.
And that was You Turning by Deuce. So, jumping in today's episode, we're going to talk about how can we be great before life requires us to be great. I'm going to explain some things. I'm going to ask some questions. I'm going to present some questions to you guys to ask yourself. So today is an awareness day. This week, we're just going to focus on how can we reach and maintain our highest potential throughout the process versus wasting time and allowing it to pass by, allowing opportunities to pass us by. Because too many times, we just get in autopilot mode. We get comfortable with the routine of everyday life. Wake up, work, home, eat, go to sleep, do the same thing. We have to break that cycle. We get into these routines because we kind of lose sense of ourselves. So now it's my job to make you aware of your purpose. It's my job to help wake you guys up. And along your journey, you're gonna eventually have to look in the mirror. You're gonna have to face the facts. We're in the position that we are in because of the actions that we've taken, because of the lack of actions that we've taken. So we just have to be mindful of the collection of things, the collection of thoughts and actions and goals that we set and visions that we didn't write down and ideas that we never worked on. We have to know that our life is a collection of either us doing those things or not doing those things. So, going forward, quick rundown of what we're going to talk about today. Being aware. We're going to talk about 3 necessary steps towards realignment, and then we're going to get into the main topic of the day, the greatness before the fall. So like I said, everything today is going to present ideas to you that you can become aware of on how you can make yourself great, how you can turn yourself into the best person that you're trying to be. because it's in you and you can do it. We just have to be more consistent and we have to be more intentional with everything. So let's jump on into the podcast. How can we be great, before our backs are against the wall? So how can we tap into our greatness before our backs actually hit the wall? How can we become aware of the things that are necessary for us to be great? And what are the things that we can do that's going to act in alignment with those potentials? So first things first, we need to start attacking the hard things. So what are the hard things? The number one hard thing is being ourselves. Before we can move with any kind of accordance, we have to be in alignment with who we truly are and know what we can offer to this world. What are your passions? When we begin to do things that we're passionate about, that's when we can begin to be great at the things that we desire the most. Because when we get caught up in doing a whole bunch of things that we don't really like doing, you start not caring. And you start getting careless. And so mistakes happen. People get hurt. You might lose your job because you don't care. Because you're not doing something that you're passionate about. You're just doing something to pay a bill. We need to start tapping into and placing ourselves in environments that's going to help us grow and flourish. The dollar's going to come as long as you're doing something that you really enjoy doing. You're going to find a way to make money. So recognize what you're passionate about and do that. Now think about, how can we bridge the gap between our desires and the things that we need the most? I believe that if you take care of the number one person first, if you be true to you, facing your traumas head on, discovering your true likes and dislikes, find out what you're truly passionate about. If you just be you, then by default, you will align what you want with what you need the most, which is you. So the things that you should be desiring is your greater self. Is you just being able to be who you are in your skin. Remember, life is a journey. Life is a process. And it's all back to us. Everything starts within. Everything starts within. Everything starts with you. Nothing in this world moves without you acting on your thoughts. So let's move forward. 3 necessary steps towards realignment. 3 necessary steps towards realignment. 1. Read. Read things that catch your attention about growth. Read books and articles about things that you're passionate about. Read books about memories. Read books about breathing. Read about things that you want to know more about. Read about traveling in different places. Read things that empowers your mind. Things that teaches you how to budget your money, your time, and how to organize your life. Read things that keep you in alignment with who you really are. Read things that will bring you joy. Remember, you don't always have to read something that's going to teach you. You can read things that bring you pure joy. Reading grounds you and it forces you to slow down and focus on what you're reading. Otherwise, you might miss one of those gems. Reading rewires the chemicals in your brain. It helps you focus, keep your mind sharp, bring clarity. Reading is an essential thing when you're lost and looking for answers. Because everything you know, everything you want to know is in a book. So read. 2. Listen to music and dance. Anytime, any moment, whether you're happy, sad, angry, play some music that you know you can move to, that's going to rise your vibration, your frequency, through your movements. Because the music will allow you to be free from within yourself, free from the bounds that you place on yourself. And the dancing is going to help you free yourself from the bounds of the world. So with the music, you can be back in the moment and realign yourself with you. So these exercises that we are doing are going to allow you to become in tune with what you're ultimately supposed to be doing. So let's get back to us. Number 3, forgive yourself for not being perfect. Just keep going. The time to realign don't start until after you stop trying to be perfect and just be. We hesitate because we feel that we don't have all the necessary components to be great, right? So newsflash, none of us are great at anything until we free ourselves from the grips of our mind. So once we forgive ourselves for not being perfect, then we can begin to grab the things meant for us. We can start walking in alignment. We can start walking into our imperfections. We can start being ourselves. Because remember, nobody's perfect. But we're all fine being perfectly us. So be you. So again, 3 necessary steps towards realignment. 1, reading. 2, listen to music and dance. 3, forgive yourself for not being perfect and just keep going. Being great before the fall. So a few things that I want to ask first. So what will it take for you to get to your highest potential? Like, what do you have to do what steps do you have to take to realize who you are? Because you know what you can do. You know what you can do. So if you just focus that energy long enough on one thing, you know what you can get. You know what the potential of the thing that you're trying to reach for, that you're striving for. So a thing that a gem that I want to throw out is improve your focus. Be mindful of the things that you're focusing on. So think about what's important. Prioritize. Make a list and rank the most important to the least important, because everything is important. Most important, least important. Biggest task, smallest task. Stuff you can knock out quick, stuff that's going to take a week. Organize yourself so you can stay focused. Because if you don't have any kind of organization, then you're going to be all over the place and you're going to lose focus. So what are the things you're focusing on? Prioritize them. What can you do right now to get to your highest potential? Ask yourself that. What's controlling your energy? So when you begin to learn how to harness your energy in a productive way, then you will start to have more control in your immediate life. So to see the immediate results, you must take the immediate action to control the controllable. So what does greatness mean to you? I'm asking you. What does greatness mean to you? And you answer that question for yourself. What does success look like to you? What are the requirements to reach greatness? Is it consistency, sacrifice, dedication, hard work, passion, love, acceptance, determination, responsibility, overcoming, purpose? So all of these things are resourceful tools that you must begin to become aware of, and you must start using them. You have to be consistent if you want to get anywhere. You have to sacrifice time. You have to sacrifice moments, experiences, money, energy. You have to dedicate yourself to what you're doing. You have to be passionate about it. You have to love what you're doing. You have to accept where you are in the process. You have to be determined to get through any obstacle. You have to be responsible for not being where you want to be. You have to overcome not being there yet. And the way to get there is to know your purpose and to always be mindful of your purpose, the reason why you're doing it. Use your tools. So how can we not avoid the pitfalls, but how can we tap into those energies, those energy surges we get before our backs hit the wall? Like anytime we coming up on a deadline, we get real creative. How can we tap into that creativity a month before the deadline is approaching? How can we get and harness that energy so we can use it for ourselves over the course of the long run? See, if we can do that, imagine the things that we can produce in a short amount of time. But we don't have focus. We don't have a plan. So how can we tap into those energies beforehand? By being mindful. Be mindful of where you are. Be mindful of what's next. Be mindful of what you have to do in your role in the situation. Be mindful of how you got there. Be mindful of how you're going to get yourself out of it. We get out of this life what we put into it. So be intentional about evolving your creative mind through consistent action. Because life only moves when we do. So what are the ideas that are most important to you? What visions do you not act on that you know for a fact that you should? Action is the only thing separating us from our greatest self. The time is going to take us to be able to manifest anything of significance is up to the energy that we put into this activity that we're trying to do. So however long it takes you to manifest your dreams is up to you. And the effort you put into what you're doing, and the time and consistency and sacrifice you put into what you're doing. So to be great in all moments besides the ones that require greatness requires you to stay persistent in your pursuit. So write down your ideas, write down your goals, write down your budget, write what you want out of life, write down what you expect from yourself daily, write down your ideal situations, your house, your jobs, type of person you see yourself being, the type of environments you see yourself flourishing in. Write down anything that pop into your mind about growth, self-love, self-care, and purpose, and then act on it with conviction. Be mindful of the information you allow your body to digest. Be mindful of the environments you choose to put yourself into. Be mindful of your actions, karmic energy. Be mindful of what you need to do to keep your vibration levels high. Be mindful of the shifts and energies around you. Be mindful of your next move, your diet, your mental health, your relationships. Be mindful of don't sit right with you intuitively. Be mindful of your dream creatives. That's jobs or businesses. Focus on being great, and you will be great. The results will vary. So that's today's episode. And I appreciate y'all for listening to my wisdom. And like I always say at the end of everything, if y'all have gotten anything from listening to this episode, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube. Follow me on IG. Follow me on TikTok. And as the year goes, the content will grow. So like I always say, stay productive. Stay light. Stay love. And most of all, y'all be beyond.
Trapped in the system every day. Trigger hard licking his fingers, he itching now it's so rainy day. Steady keep wishing that someone will listen, no one will feel your pain. So we trapped to the sunrise, look at what you got time. Cause everyone tripping and women be switching and they wanna act like it's real love. All I needed was a real hug. Instead I'm surrounded by real thugs. Nobody should look at my face. Like a cat from your own place. Make a man go kill his own race. Let's get back to business and back to the children and back to forgiving, yeah. Nobody's perfect, but we all worth it. No man deserves it, yeah. The system ain't working, they closing the curtains way too early, yeah. Everyone hurt, there's too much murder. Peace we deserve it, yeah. You see how I'm living, I come from a place where they lock you in prison, they trap you in system. You see how I'm living, my niggas they still beg me, God for forgiveness. You see how I'm living, oh, yeah. You see how I'm living, you see how I'm living, yeah. You see how I'm living, I come from a place where they lock you in prison, they trap you in system. You see how I'm living, oh, yeah. You see how I'm living, you see how I'm living, yeah. You see how I'm living, you see how I'm living, yeah.
As the year goes, the content will grow. Y'all stay tuned to the next episode.